What is going on, everybody? Today is the day. Alright, I'm making a Thresh guide today for you guys, and we'll just get right into it. First things first, you have Thresh's Q. So with Thresh Q, you're going to play against what I like to describe as three different kinds of people. Inexperienced people, experienced people, pros. Inexperienced people are going to be the people who are scared of your hook. They're terrified. That Lux flashes my auto attack because she is that scared of getting hooked by me. They're going to be those type of people. You throw your Q where they're going to go, and you hit them. That is it. Easiest people to hit your hook on. They're also the easiest people to hit flash predictions or movement predictions on. There's things on Thresh that I like to call them obvious hooks. If it's obvious that you're going to throw a hook at somebody, that's what it's, pretty cut and dry, but that's what I like to call an obvious hook. Right here, I'm running at this Ezreal. Why would I run at him other than to throw a hook, right? They're the easiest people to predict things like this on, because if you're going to throw an obvious hook at somebody and they're inexperienced, and they have a movement ability, they have flash, they have something like that, and you have kill pressure on them, they're going to flash Ezreal E, something like that. So they're the easiest people to predict movement against. Here's another example. I flash onto him, and then I predict his hook, because if I'm flashing and I'm Eing onto him, what do you think the next ability that's going to be used? Hook. He feels like he's not going to be able to dodge the hook without flashing because he's inexperienced against Thresh. And so it's very easy to predict that he is going to flash this hook because he's inexperienced. Thresh is all about he's all about reading the other players. Now this one I do end up missing, which is my fault. But same concept. Inexperienced, I flash onto her, I E her, I know she's going to flash, so I hook where I think she's going to flash. Unfortunately, she kind of flashes like an idiot. If I threw my hook straight here, I probably still had a decent chance of hitting her depending on where I threw it, right? The second type of people that you will go against are experienced people. The most important thing to look at when you're playing against experienced people when trying to hit Thresh hooks are dodge patterns. Experienced people will dodge your hook, but most of the time they will dodge in a pattern. Say they dodge to the left every time you throw it. After 2 times of them dodging to the same direction, more than likely, if you're throwing an obvious hook at them, throw it where they're going to dodge. Predict their movement. Predict their dodge. They will dodge into your hook, and then you'll kill them. Experienced people with Thresh hook, and most people how they dodge in League, unless they have godlike reaction time, they're not actually dodging the ability and where it is going. They're preemptively dodging it in their head. That's how I dodge. I don't have the reaction time to see where an ability is going and then move in the correct direction. So they preemptively dodge. So sometimes, if you're going to throw an obvious hook, and you just keep running at them, they'll keep trying to dodge your hook before you even throw it. And then you can get an E on them, and then you can Q them, and they won't dodge it because they're panicking. That's another thing. They will kill themselves by trying to dodge your hook before an animation has even gone off. Now the last people are gods. Gods are the people who don't have a dodge pattern. But the most consistent way of hitting a god with a Thresh hook is, so this person, say we got somebody here, and they're last hitting the wave. If they go to auto, if you think they're going to auto to last hit a minion, throw it when you think that auto attack's going to go off, because they're going to get stuck in that auto animation. They can cancel it and dodge maybe, but that's for very, high elo players. They're able to react and do it that way. A lot of abilities, you will get stuck in that animation. It has some form of cast time. Like if you're going against a Pyke, and he's here and he's holding his Q. You can throw your hook at him and hook him first. Thresh W, there's not necessarily a lot to Thresh W. So Thresh W, there's not a lot to Thresh W. It's a very basic ability, though most people are just too stupid to it, right? Thresh W is just your lantern. Somebody right clicks that, they come over the wadi. That's pretty much it. Very strong ability though, don't underestimate it. Use it whenever you can, right? It also gives you a shield, not a huge shield or nothing, but it gives you a shield. So if you know you're not going to need it and you're trading in lane or something, it gives you an AoE shield at that too. So don't underestimate that. That's little small shield can help you win trades. Another small thing with this W, if you've never played Thresh before, you probably wouldn't know this. It can pick up souls as well, so if you're going to back or recall or something and there's some souls, just use it. Pick up them souls, then recall. This flay. You can flay away, you can flay towards you, you can flay to the side, you can flay to that side, you can flay them anywhere. The one thing about Thresh E, it's a little, kind of, like, if you're new to Thresh, it's a little janky to use. You hook, and then you usually flay, right? That's how that works, or you can jump to them and flay. If you're new to Thresh, you might not know, and keep it in mind, you can cancel so many movement abilities with Thresh's E. Now, based off my understanding, if they're not unstoppable when you E, if you time it correctly, you can cancel their abilities. An important thing when it comes to the timing of that, no matter where they are, they still get flayed. You can hit them at the very tip of it, you can give them just the tip, and they will still get flayed backwards. Very important to think about. A lot of Thresh players, when they first start playing, for whatever reason, they think, and I was the same way when I first started playing them, they think they have to be like right in front of you in order for that flay to really work. It doesn't matter where you are. Just the tip, flayed away. Now we have Thresh's ult. Thresh ult, it slows the enemy for 99% of their movement speed. For 2 seconds. That's just insane. In lane, you Q, you hook, you can slow them. If somebody's ganking for you, you can Q onto them, Q to them, flay, slow them, keep them in the box. A way that this ability is undervalued is just canceling a certain area off. So if I'm not here, my Udyr, I don't think he took the lantern. I don't think he could. I end up queuing the Shen here. I don't want the Shen to get closer. I queue the Shen here, and then I just ult immediately. Now Smolder User has to go this way, which it's gonna take too long. He's gonna, run into these two things. Karma has to run around. Now, I show that because you can also do something like that here for Dragon. Either force them to walk in this little area. Most of the time, the hitbox is gonna hit them anyways. Say they're all coming from here. They have to walk through this or walk around. And most of the time, if everyone's on the Dragon, that's enough time for you to kill that Dragon. So here, we're on the Baron. Looking mid. We knew the Rengar was bot. We knew he was probably gonna come up, right? So I see him mid lane, see him mid, I see that he's coming. I ult here. So either, that forces him to go this way, forces him to run into me, try and go over here. Nonetheless, I hook him out of his jump, and I flay him. Thresh is really good at canceling people's abilities, as well as, pulling them in. So not only do I cancel his jump, not only do we get the Baron, but he also dies. Then we can go mid lane. Somebody can TP bot lane. They're fighting here. Super important. If you're playing support, especially something that can roam, Thresh, Blitzcrank, Alistar, something that can be Pike, something that can be on wherever, a threat wherever, play out of vision. Once you back, and no matter what, level 3, you're a threat to anyone. So I play out of vision. I'm right here. I'm looking for a cheeky hook, yes, but this Also, bot lane doesn't know where I am. Mid lane doesn't know where I am. So if the mid lane's smart, they're not going to step up. They're not going to step up past kind of that line of danger. Nobody knows where I am on the map. That is Q. His Q, that just, it revolts back to his Q being a dangerous ability to get hit by. The kill pressure that his Q brings. Not only that, I go sweep. They don't know where I am. I go sweep. I still don't know where I am. Now what I do is I get vision. I get vision of this whole bot side jungle, of areas that the jungler might walk. And getting this vision here ensures that if I do end up wanting to roam, I'm just safe. I'm safe to walk up with not even getting spot, with not having a jungler. Granted, right here, when I'm getting this vision, I know I'm also safe to do so because I see Skarner top. But yeah, it all starts with, once you recall, play out of vision. If they look like they might try and dive your ADC or something, 3-man dive, whatever, or 2-man dive your ADC, obviously get back in vision, play with your ADC. Alright everybody, I think that's all for today. Just some basic tips on if you are first starting out playing Thresh, if you play Thresh a lot. These tips are not for you. You probably already know this. But thank you everybody so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for sticking out to the end, and I hope you enjoyed.